Good evening, everyone. My name's Frankie Kington. Welcome to my YouTube, Frankie's Healthy Homegrown Foods. And I'm with my dear friend again, Quincey. She's my mentor in homegrown foods. And now I'm going to show you how my homegrown foods are coming along. So please bear with me. This is my onion. And look at the onion, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm really proud about that. What do you think about that, Quincey? Are you happy with that?
Yeah, it looks good. You're ready to start harvesting.
So Quincey says I'm ready to start harvesting. I don't really know what that means. So Quincey, I have all faith in Quincey. She's my mentor. She mentors me to grow some good foods, and that's what I'm hoping to do. I struggled a little bit with the lettuce, but now I've got a new lettuce what I put in there, and we're hoping that the roots grow with this lettuce. When the roots grow, we're going to plant this as well, like my onion, and we're going to take it from there. We're going to see the growth of this. Is that okay, Quincey? Yeah. So I'll
Yep.
start in here. Hopefully next week that will be grown for our viewers to see. Quincey, what have you been up to this week? Tell us what have you been up to?
I have been up to learning how to do jump links for my blog.
Jump links for your blog. Explain to me a little bit more about that then, please, Quincey.
I'm trying to, without using a page editor, create a table of contents that will allow you to click on the item in the table of contents and then go down to that item on the page. So I'm trying to manually format everything. I don't want to use a page editor because they're more trouble than they're worth, and I don't want to pay for a page editor. I just want to do everything manually with Gutenberg blocks. So I am learning a little bit of formatting for my blog.
Fantastic, Quincey. And I'm sure I'll learn something from you there because I feel that's probably what I need to do. So, Quincey, I'm going to copy you. I'm going to run around after you, yes, because I want to get as professional as you when you're doing your homegrown foods. So, Quincey, you told me about getting the ring light. So, for my audiences, for our audience, I'm going to get a ring light for you guys because lovely Quincy's told me to get a ring light. So I'm going to get more prepared, going to get more organized. We are in the winter. You're going to see a bit of a different scenery from Frankie Kington. And Quincy's going to educate me on that. So, Quincy, you told me to use a ring light, and it's important that people see your food. Is that right? How does a ring light help me then with what we're trying to do? Is it a factor of people need to see what I'm doing? Is it my face, and it just gives it a better image, the view?
It's the lighting is everything. So if the video is dark and it's grainy, people aren't going to want to watch. And so you also, if people like us who have darker skin are in a dark background, we don't pop as much. So we want to make sure that we've got good light. And for a long time, I resisted this. One of my business mentors was telling me, you need to get a ring light. And I'm like, oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And then when I got a ring light, the difference was so dramatic. I was like, oh, I should have got a ring light a long time ago. Because just having good light makes the content so much better. You can see clearly what's going on. And a lot of times I'm trying to show people things that are small. So you're like holding it up to the screen. You're like, can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? Nobody can see what you're holding up because the lighting is bad.
Thank you so much for that, Quincy. Yeah, she told me this last week, ladies and gentlemen, and lovely people you are, to get a ring light. So, Quincy, I've ordered my ring light and I've got a really good price on a ring light. So now next show, I should have my ring light. So these videos will be getting better and better, Quincy, for our audience, for people to see, because I really want them to understand the importance of foods, homegrown foods, and I want me and yourself to really make a difference to the audience. They can feel how important it is to grow homegrown foods and how much I'm making an effort to develop your skills and to develop these foods. So, Quincy, what is the research you've done? Homegrown foods. What have you researched for us? What are you going to tell the audience on my YouTube channel?
What?
I love giving you these questions, Quincy. Yeah.
What do you want to know? Like this week, I covered fermenting on my channel. So we're getting into like fermenting some food so you can like make your own like home remedies. Like fermenting is definitely something that's good to do in the wintertime because you're going to have more time because your outside garden is not going to be as productive if you still have one. So I'm with my audience on my Facebook, like on my gardening classes. I'm like teaching people how to make different fermented home remedies that will take them into like through cold and flu season and help them into the beginning of the year. So we've already done a fire cider. We've done a garlic fermented in honey. And then I want to go over a quick pickle because it's a different kind of, it's not quite a ferment, but it's a different kind that's similar. And you can use that as a preservation method. So if you've got a lot of food that you've grown, pickling it and fermenting it makes it last longer. It makes it healthier. It's good for your digestive tract. So those are things like winter tasks for a lot of gardeners.
Quincy, am I missing something? What does the word fermented mean?
Fermented? It means that it's like you use yeast and bacteria to eat the sugar. It makes the food more sour, but all the bacteria in it is good for your digestive tract. So like yogurt is a fermented food that you can buy in the store. You can make yogurt at home. You can make other fermented foods like cheese is a fermented food. Kefir is a fermented food. You can also take your vegetables and ferment them. It makes them easier to digest. And then it also preserves them. And they've got all the extra good bacteria that's good for your digestive tract because your whole immune system, well, most of it is in your digestive tract.
That is so right, Quincy. And you know what? I'm so glad I asked you that because my stomach, I need to digest my food. I do eat a little bit quickly, but I'm learning to eat a little bit more slowly. Yeah. So thank you for mentioning that about fermented food. Yeah. So I'm learning everything as I go along. Yeah. So Quincy, what can I say to Quincy? What can I ask Quincy? Quincy, we do a lot of different things in the winter, but I'm sure that in the summer, when we have ring lights, when you're talking about these ring lights, when you're talking about getting a good picture, I am sure that when we're in the summer and it's more lighter, the picture's a lot better.
It is, but if you're doing it inside, it's good to have the ring light as a backup. Or you can do it outside if there's more light. But like a ring light is just, it's a solid investment if you're going to do any kind of video content.
Right. Okay. That's great. That's fantastic. So Quincy, as you know, I'm growing my onions and my lettuce is coming on. I feel like I really want to get into growing spinach. And you mentioned as well, Quincy, what did you mention? I'd like to homegrown as well. Some seeds for, is that right? So we have to get some seeds.
Yes. Any kind of
yeah.
Leafy greens have to be grown from seeds. You can't propagate them the way you can with a root vegetable.
And how long do they take to grow then, Quincy, if I was to start growing them?
Something like lettuce is going to be ready for harvest in as quick as 30 days. So the seeds will germinate in like usually within 4 to 7 days. And then the plant will grow several inches tall and you'll be able to start harvesting baby greens within a month.
That's absolutely fantastic. So that is my next task. I'm going to wait for this lettuce to grow. You should think, or you should know, Quincy, 7 days, 10 days for that lettuce to start blooming. Then we plant it in the soil. Would you say that now? Because I've just put the new lettuce there. So we give it about a week or 10 days. You start to see a difference. Because I know with the onion, it was very quick when I start to see it grow. Would the lettuce be that quick? Yeah.
It should if it's going to grow. Like you're not, just because you're trying to grow something from scraps, they're not always going to grow. Because the plant has already been like sitting around for a while. It's already been removed from its nutrients. But like if you say you went out and got spinach seeds today, you could have like spinach seedlings before your lettuce has roots. It's that fast.
So basically, yeah, you're saying to me then, Quincy,
Don't wait.
hey, I'm feeling like I want to go out now and get these seeds.
Yes.
Planting them, and I just water these seeds like what I do with my onions. I just
Yes.
water it, and you don't put too much water in, do you, Quincy? Because the water then drips out of the pot, so you don't need that, and you can ruin the onion. So that's a good tip there for you, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little bit of water, just to soften the soil, and you see it growing and sprouting. Yeah. So I'm going to do that then, Quincy. I'm going to get the seeds. I'm going to get the soil. How many seeds would you say to put in the pot? 5, 10? How many would you say roughly? Is there a limit, or just put them in around?
It depends. Do you want baby lettuce green or spinach seeds, or do you want like one big plant?
That's a good question. What is familiar to you then, Quincy? What is popular when you're growing them seeds? Do people like big plants?
It depends on how you want to eat it. So if you're growing one big plant, it's going to take longer for you to get a harvest, but you'll get more from one plant. But something like spinach, you're generally going to, like, this is not spinach, this is watercress, but you're going to get, the seeds are small, and you're going to get hundreds or thousands of seeds in a seed packet. So what you can do,
packet like that, excellent.
Yeah, in a packet like this, sprinkle them on the soil.
Yeah.
I will let the baby greens grow. And what I do in my garden to save space is I harvest the first growth of baby greens. And then after the second growth of baby greens, I pull all the baby plants out except for one and let that one plant grow up. Because as long as you leave a couple inches at the bottom, it'll keep on growing if it's in good soil.
Quincy, thank you so much for that. I am going to get cracking with that. And I may shot you on my next YouTube video next week. I might even have the spinach grown before the lettuce, but I might even have 3 of them grown. So that's where we're up to now. So Quincy, you just want to leave any more tips before we close up? Are you happy to just go, or just let people to remind them who you are and how great you are?
My name is Quincy Adams. I have a channel called Lilies and Tomatoes. I also give free online gardening classes on Facebook on my channel, Lilies and Tomatoes. And I'm developing my blog, which will have companion articles for the videos. And that's also called liliesandtomatoes.com. So Lilies and Tomatoes is me. You can find me. But if you're looking for just like general tips, I've got tips. There's a lot. Don't try to like cram all gardening knowledge into a couple of weeks. It takes a long time to develop the knowledge. So just keep going, but don't try to rush it, because you could get overwhelmed very easily. And then it's discouraging when things fail, because things are going to fail.
Quincy, valuable information. I've learned so much from you now. My name is Frankie Kington. They know me as a wise entrepreneur, and I have a very wise channel here with Quincy. It's called Frankie's Healthy Homegrown Foods. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, leave me a comment. We're always waiting to hear what you think and to help us make these videos and these YouTubes better for you, for the audience. So ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurs, infopreneurs, business people, great people you are, thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much, Quincy, for your valuable information. I appreciate you, and I always love doing these with you every week. So audience, I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. My warmest wishes. Thank you, Quincy. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.